Welcome to the Shulamite Podcast, an extension of Shulamite Ministries and Shulamite.com, with weekly interviews and teaching with author and speaker Martha Kilpatrick and hosted by John Enslow. This weekly podcast is a way to stay connected to the ministry. So come experience anointed messages, not giving just another method, but a living impartation.
I want to read just a little excerpt from Overcoming Self-Hatred. And this one's from a chapter called Bombarded with Hatred. And as Martha says, it comes from Satan. So I'm not going to read the whole chapter, but I'm going to dip in and out here because it's marvelous. Okay, so Martha opens up saying, Satan bombards us with hatred. And if we don't understand that we are being bombarded with hatred, we will end up in the destruction of self-hatred. As the Lord shone a light on my bombardment, I began to understand that the devil had assigned to me the most intense hatred. That hatred has come from people I loved. It has come out in people close to me. It even came from people I helped. And see, that is something that I think we understand but don't understand, maybe. That in the same way we can be a vessel for hatred or love, depending on who we're listening to. Where we're surrendered, following the Spirit or not. So can everyone around us, family, friends, bosses, coworkers. And, I see with a lot of self-help, they talk about not being afraid to cut people out of your life if they're people who are destructive to you, and they don't care if it's family or not. And, that is a godly principle. We follow the Spirit, and so there are times He will tie us to people for the purpose of saving their soul, because we are not our own anymore. We serve God. That's the difference between us and secular self-help. But there are times when the Lord brings us to separation. And if we hold on simply because we don't want to be mean or any of the rest of it, we're standing under a fire hose of hate. And we're wondering why everything in the world is just, boom, falling down around us. So I think about that, and Martha's examples in here are just so powerful. And caused me to take another look at my life and make sure that I'm following the Spirit with everyone who's in it. It's pretty important. Okay. Now here's a part that's amazing, because then it takes it off the personal. It is devastating to find out that someone hates you when you have loved them and wanted the best for them. That feels so personal. But though the person is a willing vessel, that irrational hatred comes from Satan, whose mad fury is hate for God's love. I mean, that just kills me. Because again, it takes me off myself. It takes me off the self-consciousness, off the introspection. What have I done to call this hate out? It's totally understandable again. And there is a place for asking those questions. Because you might be a magnet for hate because, you're in it yourself, But that's a reminder of what's at stake here. Right? It's eternal. This is about God and His love, and this is about the war against that love. And Satan is his whole reason for being, mad fury. I love that. Martha and I went through a little editing thing the other day, and she changed that and she put that in there, and I've loved that because that is evocative of exactly what it is. I just see this flurry of things flying around a room, and that's about it. So it's not personal. That hatred is pointing at the one we love, the one who called us, who saved us, who keeps us, who holds us. That hatred is pointed at Him, and and I don't know, that makes it almost an honor to take it. I mean, it's not purposeless. That bullet was intended for my first love. I don't know. There's something about that just, it makes it eternal to me. That's a bullet I'm honored to take somehow. And that helps take the sting out of it.
Well, pain with purpose is easier to endure and to go through. I mean, if you're just pain for pain's sake, that's relentless and it's awful. But if you know that there's an eternal value, if you know that there's fruit behind this, then somehow it gives it power to do it, to go through it, to experience it.
Exactly.
To overcome.
Yeah, that's it. So perfectly in line with that too. Here's another quote. Satan has sent one bombardment after another against me personally and also against Shulamite's purpose of love. He has attacked and attacked, but why? What is Satan after when he bombards me with hate? What the enemy wanted was for me to abandon love. And that is it exactly. That is the profoundness of it. When the bullets are flying and we're taking bullets, the goal of those bullets is to kill us, but to kill us in a specific way. It's to kill us by making us leave the only safety there is on this earth. That's what's so shocking to me. And we'll do it. I have done it many times in my life. Because I'm a dumb sheep. And there was a place where it seemed like that was the stronger stand. You want to hate me? Fine, I'm going to hate you too, and I'm going to hate you better. I'm so sorry. That's so terrible, but that was what I felt. That was what I did, you know?
It's human. Jennifer, if we're honest, we all experience that.
Yeah. But it's very powerful. And love, and again, part of that is the presentation of what we see of love. It doesn't have too much in the way of muscle mass, but that's not real love. And the more I learn of real love, which is to say, God, right? Well, hate seems so petty and weak compared to that, you know? It's a house of cards. It is a house of cards. And I learned that from watching Martha, from watching John, from walking through my own life and from following the Spirit, even when I was saying, well, I'm going to do it, but I'll be honest, I don't see it working, you know? And he doesn't care if I see it working or not. That's so great. I sometimes wonder, it's embarrassing, people talk about a cloud of witnesses, and they always talk about it so joyously, like it's this glorious thing. For me, I am constantly joking that it just seems like an internal audience of great humiliation. You know, like I sometimes wonder if they get together for, look, she just said something else. Wait, rewind that. That was hilarious. You know? Which I don't mind, you know. If my only contribution to the eternal tapestry is in the blooper tape, I'll take it. But it's never hate that comes out and is the winner in every respect. Whenever the Lord asks me to go another way, it's amazing to me all the doors that open, all the things that suddenly come into play that I didn't even see. That's what love does. Love is multiplication. It's not just a saying. You literally suddenly have all these paths opened up. And I think they're not just opened up for us, they're opened up for the people we're loving. You know, people that were trapped and had no way out, and suddenly there's an open door where there wasn't before. That's what love does. And this booklet, you know, it is just a tour de force against the satanic agenda of not only hating, that's its basic, but getting us to abandon love and join it in the hate and becoming eternally useless. And that's what it is. Purposeless. If we join hate on hate's ground, we've left the only purpose there is. We've left the only safety there is. We've left the only meaning there is in the universe. And that makes me mad. And it should. It should make me mad. That is a point where I can get hot and be happy to get hot. Not in hatred, but in absolute determination to do the opposite. And to hold fast to what I know to be true, and to ask him to close each one of the doors that I've opened in my life to that hate. which is also discipleship, isn't it? That's very practical. Yeah, that's also kind of in here, too, ladies and gentlemen. Overcoming self-hatred. On sale soon. Or open the door. What did you think? How to open the door. Yes. In here, there's a lot of clarity on how we open the door, how we do that, and how we close the door. Ah.
We hope you've enjoyed the Shulamite podcast. For all the latest from Shulamite Ministries, please visit us at Shulamite.com, where you'll find Martha's daily devotions, posts from GetAlongWithGod.com, and the online library of all of Martha's writings. At Shulamite.com, downloading the free Shulamite app is easy, and LivingChristianBooks.com is only a click away. Thank you for joining us on this journey to discover a God worth knowing.